Gaming Geek here with a follow-up video regarding the Raging Heroes Daughters of Anarchy. If you didn't see my original unboxing video, go ahead and click here. But before we get into today's video, I just wanted to share what the GGGG is for this month. Every month, Bob the Beholder picks some of my Patreon supporters to receive gratitude gifts. And for this month of September of 2021, we have a number of them. First is this printed and painted cottage from Ian Lovecraft. His upcoming Kickstarter will be showcasing fantasy models like this one. We also have a bunch of kits from Archon Studios, their sci-fi set, which is available through retail. And we'll be giving some of these kits away. A number of pledges for some Kickstarters, as well as $100 to go towards a crowdfunding campaign, which the Patreon supporters are currently voting upon. And if you want to see the entire list of gratitude gifts, go ahead and click on my link below to go to my Patreon page to check that out. So Raging Heroes did reach out to me a while ago and asked if I would be willing to do a review video, and I agreed, and they asked me which ones I wanted, and I picked this set, the Daughters of Anarchy, and this is the support pack, which is about $60 US, and I did add Carolyn because I wanted a medic, because this crew was going to be my stand-in for the Imperial Guard for Kill Team 2. And I picked this up a couple of weekends ago, and as you can see here, I've only managed to put together the terrain and haven't even glued together any of the miniatures. But I did ask for this set here with the intention of being replacement miniatures for the Death Corps, but I really do like the Death Corps models. I am going to go ahead and build them. And since this box has come out, I have heard one of the other YouTubers mention that it would be nice to have more Imperial Guard or Death Corps to fill out that army, especially since you can only kit out the units that come in this box a certain way. And so it's nice just to have a little bit more variety, and they don't have to be Death Corps. Pretty much the faction that is in the box set, you can actually use those stats and rules for any of the Imperial Guard. And since I've always wanted to create an Imperial Guard army or unit, this works out really well. I do know that the Jailbirds are more intended for sort of post-apocalyptic Mad Max style faction, but I did give them sort of all the same colors in order for them to look like they are part of an army. And I do like some of the sass that they have of, you know, even this character here has these furry ears coming out of her helmet. They just have a lot of character, and this one with the mohawk I really like a lot. So I find that their poses are super dynamic, and that you can have a variety of options for what kind of guns or weapons that they might be holding. So I really like this line a lot, and use links in the descriptions below if you want to go check out what varieties or models that they might have available. If you also want to create an Imperial army, the Kirkanovas actually is another good line that you can use. A little bit more unified in terms of their uniform. It is more sort of a Russian themed army, but that would work super well as Imperial Guard stand-ins, in addition to the Jailbird line that you see here. So really, any of these models I think would work super well. And I did print on my resin printer all of the bases, and they come from Imitation of Life miniatures. I bought the whole set for $7 and was able to print out these 25mm bases for this set. They normally do come from Raging Heroes with slotted bases, so I did cut them off and had to pin them in order to use these bases, but I think that added detail works super well, not only with the terrain that comes with Kill Team, but also the Flatline City 3D printable terrain that is currently on Kickstarter. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you check it out here. I did also request that my leader that normally comes as a single figure also is available on this war bike, which I think looks super cool, and I was able to do two different color schemes since I had those two models. But I think these war bikes look incredibly awesome, and I just painted up super quick in order to get it to the table. I did not do quick painting, my normal sort of quick painting, using Rattlecan Zenithal highlighting and then using contrast colors. Instead, I did more traditional style of painting where I primed everything black and then did traditional layering of regular miniature paints. And the reason why I chose to do that was just that extra little step and details. I wanted these models to have a little bit more pop to them, as well as the black lining that you get when you do prime models with black. And so it takes a little bit more time because you're layering more often. But I really feel like the details on these miniatures is worth that extra effort. And so even though it took me a week to paint up these 13 models, it was worth it to me because I think they look fantastic. I also did the eyes. I normally don't do eyes because I'm terrible at it. And even the eyes that I did on these models aren't that great. But again, I think it was worth adding that little extra detail because these models look so good. So thanks again to Raging Heroes for sending me these models. I definitely would recommend their line. They are a little bit more on the pricey side, and I also know they do have a Patreon page where you can get STL files. You can't get them for this old line. You can only purchase the resin models that are seen here. I wish that they did sell the STL files, but for now they are restricted to just receiving the physical one. So if you don't have a 3D printer, then this is a good option for you. Make sure to like and subscribe because once I do paint up all of my terrain as well as the 2 factions in the set, I will come out with a review video. I also plan on using these miniatures to try out the one-page rules fire team rule set, and I'll be doing a comparison as well to see which one is better. But otherwise, happy painting, happy gaming. We'll see you next time.